Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. The New York Knicks just came out victorious in their very first game back from the NBA All-Star break, and that's how you want to start off after the NBA All-Star break. You want to be riding on momentum, and you want to continue to play at the highest level until that very last game when it comes to the 82nd game of the regular season. And this was a gritty game faced with tons of adversity as the New York Knicks came out victorious, the final score being 115 to 109. This is a game that Mitchell Robinson comes back for the very first time since he suffered that injury, suffered that hand injury. So that is huge. The New York Knicks are fully healthy. And then obviously when you take a look at the standings, you want the New York Knicks to jump up to that fifth seed, the most realistic seeding we can jump up to as their ceiling as of right now, especially with the departures of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. No disrespect to the Brooklyn Nets, but the New York Knicks are in pretty good shape and off to a great start when it comes to jumping up the seedings because the New York Knicks came out victorious. And the last time I checked, the Brooklyn Nets were down over 30 up against the Chicago Bulls. So the New York Knicks are definitely in good shape. But what a game this was for 4 quarters of basketball. We definitely had consistency of gritty, grinded out style of play for 4 quarters because the New York Knicks needed to overcome adversity of a 19-point lead that they were down 19 at one point in the second quarter and down 19 a couple times because when they were up 19, I believe we cut it to a 10-point game, and then we left them open for threes. Like, they went on a run a couple times, and it just really hurt. But credit to Julius Randle. This man was freaking awesome in this basketball game. And it was literally the Julius Randle and Kristaps Porzingis show to really set the tone in this first quarter. If you didn't know, Kristaps Porzingis and Julius Randle have been some of the best scorers when it comes to first quarter basketball for their basketball clubs and when it comes to across the entire NBA. And a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, we beat the Washington Wizards, are not the best team in the world. And yeah, maybe they don't end up making the playoffs. Maybe they end up making the play-in at best, or maybe they don't even make the play-in. But when they have Kuzma, when they have Porzingis, when they have Beal, they are a pretty damn solid threat when it comes to the Eastern Conference because when Beal's been healthy with that squad, he's been averaging 28 points per game, and they actually have a winning record when those guys are all healthy together. And you have Daniel Gafford, that's an athletic freak of nature as well. He's still kind of raw, but he's a good, solid rim protector and someone that rolls very strong to the basket. And Porzingis absolutely killed us in the first quarter. We allowed 38 points in the first. I didn't think our defense was really there. I didn't think everyone was consistently engaged outside of Julius Randle. So we allowed 38 points. Kristaps Porzingis, I believe, hits 5 threes in that first quarter. He had 19 points. He was on freaking fire. We had no answer for him. And I'm like, please don't be the Kristaps Porzingis game, that the New York Knicks are playing very good basketball, entering the All-Star break, and then what sets the tone is Porzingis killing us in this game, and then the New York Knicks collapse in the second half of the season or after the All-Star break. Obviously, that's me being very pessimistic there, but that was definitely going through my mind when the New York Knicks were really struggling after that first quarter. I believe we were down 38-27 after that first quarter, and it was literally just the Randle show because there was no consistency from RJ offensively. Quentin Grimes only had 5 points in this game, but I believe they were early on when he had a very nice dunk in transition and did knock down a 3 early on. Jalen Brunson probably had his coldest game of his life in a New York Knicks uniform, but I'm not going to kill him because he's been crazy consistent scoring the basketball, but he did end up with 8 assists or 9 assists. I believe it was 8 assists at the top of my head. Obviously, it'll be on the screen at the beginning of the box score. So credit to him for distributing the ball, recognizing he was off. But he really struggled from the field. He couldn't hit a 3 when he did it. When he did attempt a 3 from the outside. If it was mid-range, going to the basket, there's some shots that were just in and out. I'm like, it's just not his day. But credit to him for distributing the basketball. But I just love what he did at the end of the game. That it's just like, this dude has balls. He could be off all game and do that. I freaking love this dude. But Randle, 46 points, career high. He tied his career high. He was efficient from beyond the arc. This dude played his ass off on the defense side of the basketball. And I felt what really did give us some life, though, in that first quarter, it was just like, yeah, Porzingis is balling, but Kuzma's not going off. Quickly's helping defensively or playing good defensively when matched up on him, if it's a Josh Hart sometimes in that first half, or RJ Barrett, I thought was playing some solid defense as well. There were some up and down moments, but you could say that for overall this entire team when it came to defending the perimeter, miscommunications, the scheme, whatever. Monte Morris knocking out some threes, or DeLon Wright freaking killed us from the outside. Like, we just can't leave these guys wide open outside on the perimeter. It is just absolutely unacceptable. But RJ losing the ball, like the New York Knicks being sloppy with the basketball, RJ not getting anything going offensively, Brunson struggling offensively. I'm like, this game is lost. We're down 19 points in the second quarter. Kispert hits a 3 after Porzingis is raining it from the outside. Kuzma starts getting some things going a little bit. But what really helped is that Porzingis, after that first quarter of him having 19 points, he didn't have a made field goal after that, I believe. Yes, he knocked down some free throws at the end of the game when we committed some dumb fouls, but he was never really in a consistent rhythm after that, and you have to give credit to the New York Knicks defense. There was a time, though, I believe he went to the locker room for some injury or maybe just had to go to the bathroom. He did return to the game, though, in the fourth quarter, but I thought the perimeter defense was awful. There was just no consistency with the offense at all, because it's just like someone else needs to step up on the offense side of the basketball. But I do got to give credit to Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel Quickley, he's been one of our most consistent players when it comes to scoring the ball. He was extremely efficient, and he's been very efficient since the beginning of the season. And Quickley was amazing on the defense side of the basketball. I got to give credit to Quickley as well. He was hounding defensively. Even Grimes had some very nice moments defensively. One play I absolutely loved when he got up in Beals' jersey, forced a turnover. Hartenstein, you could say, got off to a very shaky start on the defense side of the basketball. Rotating over. He was late on rotations, and some guys were able to get easy buckets in the interior. But Hartenstein rebounded the heck out of the basketball. Mitch Robinson was in double digits when it came to the rebounding department with 4 offensive rebounds. He's just a beast when it comes to the offensive glass at the end of the day. First game back, and I thought he did a good job being a lob threat at the beginning of this game, rolling to the basket. He was in the right spot at the right time when it came to Julius Randle, making a big-time pass to him, like Mitchell Robinson for that dunk in the fourth quarter, or I believe it was a lay-in the fourth quarter. Josh Hart made a really nice pass to Mitch Robinson as well when it came to the second half. So I thought he did a good job playing his role, standing in the paint. I thought he committed some dumb fouls as well. But for his first game back, I thought he was pretty solid when it came to the interior defense. There was times he was late rotating over. So I would say a good game for rebounds for sure, or for centers for sure. But when we were down 19 points, and it looks like this game is freaking over. I remember Brunson did get a bucket. Quickly got a bucket as well when it came to this moment. But then the Wizards, when we cut it to, I believe, a 9-10 point game, and then I remember Kuzma, I believe, hit a huge 3-ball, or it might have been Daniel Avdija. We left someone wide open for a 3. But then after that, the New York Knicks were able to string together some nice defensive possessions. And again, credit to Immanuel Quickley, credit to this entire team for really flipping a switch defensively, getting better quarter by quarter, allowing less points. 38 points is unacceptable. It's just you could only get better from there when it comes to the defense side of the basketball. But Julius Randle just flipped the switch to get us back in the game. He was able to cut it to a 4-point game entering that third quarter. One of my favorite plays was when Julius Randle read the passing lane like a freaking beast. He was able to have this miraculous finish, this reverse layup in transition. He was bulldozing himself to the basket. He knocked down a 3. But Julius Randle, Immanuel Quickley, I love the way they played in that second quarter, entering that third quarter, keeping Porzingis in check, And when Porzingis isn't consistently scoring, and then you have Beal that's not really getting into a consistent rhythm. Kuzma had 21 points, but he wasn't crazy efficient in this basketball game. Credit to the New York Knicks defense. And then the start of the third quarter, the New York Knicks definitely didn't hold back at all, because Randle ends up hitting this 3-ball at the beginning of the third quarter, so he ends up knocking down the 3. It's a 1-point game, and then the New York Knicks are able to find RJ in transition. He hits the 3, and then we get the lead. But there was just so many ups and downs. After he hit the 3, then I believe Josh Hart was able to throw it ahead in transition, and RJ was able to finish. It was RJ or Grimes, but I'm all right, we have a 4-point lead here. Wow. The New York Knicks are really starting to take over this game, but then we still had moments defensively that we leave guys open, or the offense just became very stagnant, that we're not able to score for a couple minutes. And there was just such an inconsistency of no one being in a consistent rhythm outside of Quickley, outside of Julius Randle. We needed more from RJ, we needed more from Brunson, but obviously we did enough in the fourth quarter to really help out this game. But yeah, we would go from being up 6 points to the Wizards getting back in this basketball game. And you have to give credit to the Washington Wizards. You have to give credit to Delon Wright for knocking down his 3s from the outside. Kuzma did end up getting buckets at one point in this game. So this was very close. This was a very competitive game. We're up 1 point entering that fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter was scrappy. It was awesome to watch. That it was times I don't know. Where's the consistent offensive punch? Obi. Can we trust him really to set the tone when it comes to off the bench? Because Obi, I thought, was soft defensively. I thought he was soft offensively. I didn't think he really brought along this game when he was out there. This is one of those games that's just I didn't really want to see much from Obi in this basketball game. Also, RJ Barrett, he really did set the tone when it came to scoring the ball. He wasn't one of our closers down the stretch in the fourth quarter, but credit to him for really scoring the basketball and setting the tone in the fourth quarter to give us somewhat of momentum. RJ did make a nice pass though, and Josh Hart, I think this is the play I was thinking of this was the start of the fourth quarter. when Josh Hart had to throw ahead to RJ and then found Obi Toppin for the dunk. I believe that was the beginning of the fourth quarter. But I like the way we were running. And Josh Hart, he didn't have some crazy statistical game. But like I said, people that thought like Josh Hart was going to have 17 consistently, that's not his game. He's going to bring the hustle plays. He's going to rebound very hard. He's going to compete very hard defensively. He's going to bring winning plays like that. He's going to have games that he is has the capability of scoring the ball, but he did the little things, such as when there was a steal or a rebound or a missed shot on the offense side of the basketball by the Washington Wizards. He pushed it ahead, made the right read and transition, or he just really pushed the pace. So I did like that about Josh Hart, him diving on the floor in the fourth quarter. Like, I just love what Josh Hart brings to the table when it comes to energy, making nice passes. He made a very nice pass inside to Mitchell Robinson for a dunk. And it was just a very close, competitive basketball game. And Julius Randle literally took over. Julius Randle was freaking amazing. Clutch three. He had two clutch threes down the stretch to give us the lead back. Because I thought we committed some dumb fouls in the fourth quarter, which really kept them in this game, especially down the wire. But Julius Randle hit some crazy clutch threes. He tied a career high, like I said, of 46 points. He knocked down his free throws, hit big shots down the stretch. I thought he played tough defensively. He was clutch tonight. And if Julius Randle can continue to be clutch, this Knicks team could play at their absolute ceiling. Obviously, they need RJ to play at a whole other level as well. But I like that RJ played pretty well defensively. He didn't really force a lot, which I liked. It actually looked like he was playing a role, which I respect. Yes, he had some stupid turnovers, but it's just not like he just forced shit to force shit, which I really respected. But Julius Randle's freaking awesome. Clutch three after clutch three. But this team, just Bradley Beal, we let him like walk into a wide open three. There was a miscommunication when it came to Mitch and Randle for a three outside on the perimeter. So Beal ended up actually tying the game at the end of this fourth quarter. But Jalen Brunson, this dude can't hit a shot all night. He gets into the defense. He's like hounded by three people. His amazing footwork. He's somehow able to get really close to the basket, throw up a crazy shot with his left hand on the left side of the basket, obviously, and gets it over Porzingis for the lead. And then Porzingis, I thought, rushed a shot in the corner. Like, Porzingis couldn't really hit shit or get in any rhythm after that first quarter because he didn't really attempt a lot of field goals either. Not like he attempted 10 shots after that first quarter. He just never was in a rhythm. They never really got him involved. And you have to give credit to the New York Knicks for making adjustments. But Porzingis rushed a three. And there was also a play like right before Beal. We have to do better taking time off the clock when we did get an offensive rebound, and I thought quickly forced a shot as well. Bradley Beal did end up hitting some shots. He got to the free throw line once. Julius Randle made a gorgeous pass to Mitchell Robinson to really seal the game in the fourth quarter. It became the free throw game, but the New York Knicks were able to put it away at the end of the day. There wasn't enough time left for the Washington Wizards, but Julius Randle, huge threes, playing well defensively, made a brilliant read in the inside. Julius Randle literally put this team on his freaking back. Literally put this team on his back because outside of Julius Randle, I don't think we had anyone else that scored 20. Shout out to Quick. Shout out to RJ in the fourth quarter. Shout out to Brunson for that huge bucket at the basket. You have to have some huge balls that you're struggling all night. What are you, 6 for 21? Then you end up finishing at the basket. Credit to Julius Randle. Credit to New York Knicks. Knicks come out victorious in a gritty fashion. Let me know down below your thoughts on this game. Peace out, y'all.